Hi everyone, my name is Sadaf Akhtar and I'm delivering a series of mindfulness and meditation sessions for the Shama Women's Centre on their mindfulness programme, which is online. So Shama is delivering this course online on a Tuesday and Friday, and will be uploaded on their Facebook and YouTube accounts, so why not drop them a follow or a like. So today's session is going to be themed around the concept of happiness, and we will finish with a visualization meditation to bring awareness to positivity and ultimately leading to a more happier life. Now, everyone wants to be happy, to feel content with what they have in life, but it's not always the case. And why is that? Well, for a start, everyone defines happiness in many different ways, such as more money makes us happy, or having the latest clothing, or fashion or trends, having the latest car, for example, or the most followers on social media, or the most likes, or waking up without pain, or being healthy, or perhaps having peace in our hearts, and having the ability to be grateful and content with what we do have. Well, one thing is for sure is that everyone measures happiness differently, and it all boils down to perspective and mindset. So, just for a moment, I'd like to think about what makes you happy. Is it your relationships, your family, your friends, perhaps music, perhaps a hobby, or perhaps you don't feel happy with much at the moment? One thing is for sure is that everyone deserves happiness regardless of who you are. The way in which you perceive happiness is really important. A mindset towards happiness is fundamental. It's really important in achieving the right kind of real happiness, one that actually creates inner peace. So, fuel your progress by learning how to feel better about yourself. Think about how the thoughts in your mind can influence the way you feel. People who suffer from depression or anxiety are producing literally no serotonin or dopamine transmitters in their brain, and they're the happy chemicals, and quite rightly find it a struggle to find happiness in their lives. The key here is to increase the happiness and start to create that positive mindset really slowly. You know, it's those small things that really count, and we can do this together. To become more happier, you'll make more progress by focusing on the skills that are most closely linked to becoming positive. In my experience, the skill that usually turns out to be more closely linked to happiness is developing more positive self awareness about ourselves, learning how to feel better about ourselves, or, for example, imagining our best possible self and noticing our positive qualities, or identifying our strengths. And that can really go a long way to increasing happiness. Creating balance and preventing burnout is really important. So consider potentially how you're supposed to have that mental, emotional energy to be happy if you're stressed, tense, exhausted, and had a really bad day or a bad week. We can imagine how hard that can be. We've all been through it. I have, you have. But building upon new skills that will help us be more happier, will take time and energy. So it's really important to start looking at how we can create a better work-life balance, for example, or a home-life balance. And it's really important to build a positive mindset for happiness. A growth mindset relates to the belief that we can change ourselves. So when we build a growth mindset for happiness, for example, we believe we can change our happiness or increase our happiness. And this is really important because if we don't believe we can increase our happiness, we won't even bother to try. So noticing and being conscious of creating more positive thoughts, positive actions and positive interactions is really important in getting that serotonin flowing through your brain, or dopamine or oxytocin as well, which is a happiness chemical. So why not think about trying this small exercise every day? Ask yourself what's been good, what's been positive, and what you might find is you'll become resistant and think there's nothing positive, there's nothing happy. But there are things around us, for example, that we can be grateful for. Start off with 5 things a day. What's been good today? Or this week? What's been positive over the week? It doesn't matter how small it is. It could be, I managed to comb my hair today. I managed to go for a walk. I managed to sort out a few bills. And they're all positive things. And as your brain begins to produce more of those positive chemicals, the more you begin to work in your mind, that part of your intelligent mind, the intelligent brain, which will make you more happier in the process. So why not consider making more positive memories? Every area in our brain can be strengthened through practice. So if our brains are really good at remembering negative things that happen, why not flip the coin and begin to strengthen those regions of the brain responsible for remembering positive things? And that's why things like mindfulness or meditations or different positive therapies are really important in doing that. Why not find those positives in your life? They are there, we just need to look for them and find them. Even if we can't outwardly see those positives, even if it's the fact that the sun shone on your face or you managed to make yourself a cup of tea, bring it back to the basic if it's really, really hard to find positives in your life. Or perhaps if you want to create more positivity in your life, why not push yourself and find those positives and say, for example, I managed to get my work done on time. I managed to cook dinner for the family. Or I managed to do something different or try something different. Everything we experience can be perceived as negative if we choose to see it that way. But when we begin to search for the positives in our lives, the more positive you try to see life and interactions that you have, the more your brain begins to create those happy chemicals. So, keep practicing to think positive and decrease the negative thoughts and just allow any negative thoughts to pass through your mind without judgment. Because the more positive we become, we are able to cope with stress and become more stronger as people and more resilient. Why not take breaks from social media? I found this has been really helpful. Social media can really impact our mental well-being negatively, sometimes positively too, but also negatively. How many of us scroll and scroll through our newsfeed, sometimes reading negative reports, negative articles, negative comments? And whether you know it or not, these actual things, these negative materials that you're coming across are impacting your mental well-being. They're storing these words and images in your mind. So, by choosing to take breaks from social media or perhaps changing the way we use social media can begin to provide a boost to a more positive outlook on life. Because what we're doing, we're surrounding ourselves even more with negativity. Wanting to look a certain way because we're being told the way we look isn't good enough. Wanting to act a certain way because we're told the way we're acting is not good enough by social media. Beginning to take that time to take a break away will really do you some good. Why not spend money on things that genuinely make you feel happier? So, for example, how we choose to spend our money or impacts what we can do and how we live in ways that impact how happy we are. Because when we choose to spend more money on things because other people have them and we want the same, just ask yourself, does this give us real happiness, genuine happiness? Or is this temporary flights and fancies? These things don't bring us as much happiness if we're honest with ourselves. So why not spend money on adventures when we're able to do so, or on gifts or treats for ourselves or friends or people around us? And things that actually do make us happier. Spend a bit of money on your home, buy yourself a new duvet set or a set of candles or anything, that will make you feel more positive and more genuinely happy. Being kinder is really important because when we're kind to others, we feel better about ourselves. We can do nice things for others, be more sympathetic or empathetic towards them. Or we can just treat each other with respect and not allowing others' perceptions of ourselves to get us down. But it's also what's even more important is being kinder to ourselves, not giving ourselves such a hard time. Silencing that inner critic who's constantly telling us we're not good enough. Why did you do that? You're not good enough. You're not capable. You're not clever enough. So begin to give yourself a bit of leeway. Be kinder to yourself. Let go of negative thought patterns. And so let's be honest. Sometimes we end up making ourselves unhappy. Perhaps we just can't stop thinking about how someone has wronged us or how our life didn't turn out as the way we hoped. Negative thought patterns like worrying, overthinking too much, judging ourselves, and fear of rejection by others or situations we're in can just keep us in that unhappy, negative mindset. And as a consequence, we're unable to move forward as we would wish to be. So perhaps when you find yourself thinking negatively, just pause, stop, breathe, relax, and refocus your thoughts. And in time, your brain will be able to do this more easily on its own. Remember, I always say again and again, thinking positive takes time and practice. It's not always automatic. It's not as easy as we think. And engaging in mindful practices or meditations or visualization is really a good way forward, as well as other things too. Finding clarity, being clear on what we want. How are we supposed to move forward in life when we don't even know what we feel or why we feel it? So, potentially to become more positive and essentially more happier, why not trying to gain clarity on your emotions and find out what you're feeling and what has caused those feelings? Or perhaps write your thought down in a journal, your thoughts in a journal. Isn't it time you begin to live your life by your real values, your true values? When you start to explore yourself and your values, you'll begin to discover that you've known all along what makes you happy, but you're just not doing it. To be happier, get more clear on your values and what's important to you so that you can begin to live the life you deserve and according to your own principles and values. Bring focus and attention more to good thoughts. We all agree that sometimes life is hard, and particularly now with lockdowns and entering into numerous tiers, it's hard to think of good thoughts. But by paying attention to positive thoughts, you can rise above it and become more resilient slowly but surely. When you find those good things, savor the moment and bring it with you to maintain happiness even during hard times. Just try, for example, imagining a time if you wake up tomorrow and you feel so much happier and something has changed, something amazingly, magically has changed overnight, you feel happier. What would that be? What would you notice? What would be different? Using imagination to create the life you seek is an interesting concept. Did you know, for example, your brain can have a difficult time differentiating between things that happen in your imagination and things that happen in real life? It can't tell the difference. Daydreaming or, for example, noticing when your mind is always elsewhere, perhaps. So when you imagine something, even happiness, your brain acts as if it's real. We can use imagination to help create happiness and enjoy experiences more. That's why meditation is really good at creating a positive space, and I'll be doing that for you today. And hopefully it'll be getting your brain to think more positively and believe in more happier moments. Stay mindful. Sometimes we want to escape from our day-to-day lives, especially during these challenging times. The world seems hard and a difficult, challenging place. So, practicing mindfulness, we begin to experience fully both the positive and the negatives, and we are more fully engaged in our lives. Why not just explore, spend a few moments on what happiness actually means to you as an individual, you here listening today. What does it mean to you? And remember, I mentioned earlier on, we all define happiness in different ways. What I define as happiness may not be what you define, and may not be what a person down the road defines. When you know what happiness means to you, what you want to be happy, you'll have an easier time finding it. So it starts back at the root. What does happiness mean to you? So explore happiness, what it means, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. And that will help you to create a life filled with a bit more purpose. So what's stopping us getting the life we want? How are we supposed to change our lives by doing the same things we've always done, instead of pushing ourselves to overcome fear and approach life with enthusiasm? We should go out there and get the life we want, dream about the life that may be different, and just ask yourself what's stopping you. And just ponder on those moments. Perhaps enroll on a new course or try a new hobby, or perhaps speak up for yourself and be yourself. And I mentioned this in last week's session. When we allow people to walk all over us, we become unhappy. And when we advocate for our own needs assertively and express ourselves, we begin to feel more comfortable in our lives. So, learning how to express ourselves can help us overcome challenges which can make you feel not so happy. Find your purpose. We all have a purpose in life, and not all of us know what it is. And it's a journey that we have embarked on, and we will find out at some point in our lives what our purpose is. Maybe your purpose is to put a smile on someone's face. Maybe your purpose is to help others who need it. Maybe your purpose is to design something new and revolutionary. Maybe your purpose is to do something really simple, or really, however small or however large it may be, it will be amazing and impactful. Because we all want to feel like we've made some sort of positive impact in this world, but sometimes we're uncertain of the type of impact we want to make. Just explore what gives you a sense of purpose and how you want to pursue this purpose to give your life a greater sense of meaning. Spend time and look within and explore who you really are. Create valued connections. I know it's difficult right now, but consider ways in which you can engage in conversations more and interact with others more positively. It's a fact that humans are social animals, although some of us may not be. We'd like to spend time with ourselves or not spend time with others. We do like some form of human interaction, so practice strengthening relationships you already have potentially, and practice kindness and gratitude towards people you care about. Plan your self-care perhaps in your diary. This is so important. Just as you would schedule an appointment with the doctors or pay a bill, why not pencil in every evening or a Friday night or a Saturday night time for you to just relax and do something for you, not for everyone else, just for you. If it's a movie you wanted to watch perhaps, or to put a face mask on and put your feet up, or go for a run, or try something different. So we're more likely to do the things we say we're going to do if we schedule time in our calendars to do them. We can also more easily stay on track if we have a plan to refer back to. Otherwise, what we'll do, we'll continue procrastinating and keep putting it off. So now, perhaps, I'd like you to think about what you're going to do for yourself at the end of this week, just for you. Now with that, let's get meditating. Now, if you'd like to start by bringing awareness to the position of your body, Perhaps you're sitting up straight, with your feet placed on the ground and your hands on your knees. Or maybe you're sitting with your legs crossed. Or maybe you're lying on your back with your arms placed by your sides. You choose what is comfortable for you, and maybe you want to close your eyes. Notice the relationship of your body to the space you are in right now. Just notice where you are and the sounds around you as you position yourself comfortably. Perhaps you're in your bedroom, living room, or somewhere else. Let's begin this meditation on happiness. Start with something simple that you can experience at this moment, right now. Maybe it's a tree swaying gently in the wind, or the warmth of sunlight on your skin, or maybe experience of comfort, position you're in right now, or just simply taking the time out for this mindful meditation. Now, just choose one thing to experience and just bring it to your mind without judgment. Something positive. Now bring awareness to your breath. Inhale slowly and deeply. Let appreciation and gratitude arise and fill your body and mind. And exhale out slowly and deeply. Do this a few times. Just noticing how your body rises and falls with every breath you take, and how grateful you are for your amazing breath. Now, think of someone you don't know that well, but has supported your experience today in some way. It could be a neighbour or a friend or a person you came across on the street perhaps. Allow yourself to feel how you've been benefited from the gift of that interaction, even if it's just a text or a phone call. Allow yourself to feel appreciation and positivity. Just notice, how does this feel? Think about the things you use on a day-to-day basis for work and in your home that makes your life easier in some way. Maybe it's your computer, your books, your bed or a car. All you need to do is bring awareness to just one thing. How lucky are you to have these things? Just appreciate and feel positive towards one of these things that makes your life easier. How positive does that make you feel? Now, take a moment to send or feel some positivity for people around you, perhaps work colleagues or those that you may live with. Think of a particular person whose work or effort directly supports your working life. Just take a moment to appreciate their contribution, their good intention, and just say thank you to them in your mind without any judgment. Now, bring to mind someone you care about. Picture them in your mind. Take a few moments to think about what this person means to you, what you appreciate about them, who they are, what wonderful experiences have you shared together. the positive impact that they've had in your life. How does this make you feel right now? As you imagine them, notice what feelings you're experiencing in this present moment. What sensations do you notice in your body? How does your head feel right now? Does it feel warm, cold, or neutral? All you need to do is just notice it. And allow yourself to express some positivity towards them, no matter how small. Thank them for being who they are, for their presence in your life. Imagine them receiving your positivity. How does it make you feel? Now, bring to mind something in particular you're happy for today. Feel the appreciation for its presence in your life. If you can't think of anything, that's okay. It's normal. Perhaps think of this moment, being in the here and now as you lie there relaxing, listening to this calming relaxation meditation. As you bring these things to mind, the things that make you feel happy, allow yourself to rest comfortably, safely in this experience that belongs to you. The more you practice positivity, the more when you find yourself able to be positive for what you have in your life and not focus on what you don't have. Now, if you'd like to bring awareness back to your mind, an experience in your life that is challenging, one for which you'd like to be able to express some happiness. Be thankful for this challenge because it gives you a chance to explore your wonderful strength to get through it and for what it may offer you. Be positive perhaps about your body. Be positive about your mind. And be positive and grateful for the simple fact of being alive now in this very moment that belongs to you. Finally, appreciate the opportunity to take this time for yourself. Experience this beautiful practice of being positive. For all that you have brought to mind during this meditation, for all the countless gifts, blessings and opportunities in your life, say thank you. Allow the soothing sensation of positivity to fill you completely as you take a slow, deep breath in and a slow, deep breath out. Bringing awareness to the breath right here, right now, alive and present in this very moment that belongs to you and you alone. Now, if you'd like to slowly bring your awareness back to your body, gently and slowly begin to open your eyes and return your awareness to the room around you. I would like to say thank you to you for taking this time out to experience this meditation, and I am feeling more happier for you joining me today. I hope you find the benefits of being positive rewarding, and I'd like you to slowly begin to open your eyes. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you feel more relaxed and have a lovely sleep today and a relaxing day. So next week I'll be talking about growth, your mindset, stepping through the door of opportunities and and understanding our mindset and getting growing towards a positive future. Take care until then.